So I'm Joey Hanson. I'm from southeast South Dakota. I own and operate Diversified Agronomy. It focuses in on not only consulting, soil sampling, and custom strip till. I think initially when we started with Relax RX, it was kind of post-stress, trying to see what we could do to mitigate any future stress put on that plant. And then once we learned the value of Relax RX almost more from a preventative standpoint, we started implementing it in all of our programs, not only for the acres that we farm, but for a lot of our customers also. So it's kind of a staple product. Relax is just one of those products that we don't even think about anymore. It goes in with every herbicide pass after we've seen the results over the last couple of years of it. The aha moment happened 2 years ago on some enlist beans. We've always known that trait technology has some initial physical response from any herbicide application. And we saw an immediate recovery on some enlist beans. And that kind of, triggered for us that if we could see that in not only enlist beans, but we could probably see it in corn also. So in the last few years that we started to really fight resistance, herbicide resistance, we're throwing more and more in the tank. Whether it's corn spraying or bean spraying, it's 4 or 5 different multiple modes of action. So we know that plant, whether it's corn or beans, has to metabolize all those different chemistries. Yeah, we went through varying stresses last year, whether we were early, we were relatively wet most of the time, it seemed like. So we were fighting some excessive moisture stress, lack of oxygen in the soil. And then probably by mid-July timeframe, our moisture pretty well shut off. So then we started to deal with late season drought stress. We were struggling with weed control, which means we were having to go in and spray beans late when they were flowering, which is obviously the last thing that you want to do. And so we were looking to try to mitigate any additional stress on top of the environmental stress that our crops were already put under. And so that's where I think Relax was a great fit for us last year. The benefits of Relax RX aren't always as much visual immediately. You can see it a lot of the times, but it's later on in the season when that plant didn't have to shut down. It could continue to photosynthesize. And when we hit those stressful times, whether it's excessive heat or lack of moisture or something like that, that's when you see those crops that got sprayed with Relax RX really stand out and set themselves apart. I think any day that plant can do what its intended purpose is to continue to put on vegetative growth, not have to slow down for any of those stressors. It's just going to not only continue to maximize that yield potential, but it will also not slow itself down to the point where every day is it's not maximizing essentially. The price point is extremely low, right? So it's very favorable for somebody to try it. And even if they don't automatically see visually or physically a response from that product, we can always see it typically in the end from a yield perspective, and it doesn't take multiple bushels to go in and justify that application. I think the best thing about Relax RX is, I can't just say one thing, but I can tell you this, I struggle. It mixes with everything. You can't really screw it up. It's very high return on investment, but very impactful for that crop.